Hi, pipe smokers. Yeah, it's Paul the Pipe Guy live from the outskirts of Rochester, New York in the United States of America, thank the Lord. And the purpose of this video is I had, oh, by the way, it's December 12th, 2023. And I was actually looking through, whoops. I just got my, recently, my December Pipes and Cigars magazine. And I was like, oh my gosh, they have the cigar available again that I love. And I sent them to a couple of my subscribers and they loved them too. And so it just so happened to be that I was going to do an informational video letting you know that these cigars are available again. When all of a sudden I look at my comments, you know, I come home for about 2 hours, I answer, you know, questions and stuff, or replies on my YouTube channel. It's important to me to do that. And so I was going to give you the FYI on these cigars that I'm going to describe, that we're going to smoke one. And Hadrian, Hadrian, subscriber of this channel. I think you pronounce it Hadrian, or it could be Hadrian, but I believe it's Hadrian. So Hadrian, if I'm mispronouncing Hadrian incorrectly, sorry about that. So Hadrian had a question when I was smoking my birthday cigar. He's like, well, I'm new to cigars. What would you recommend for a beginner? All right. And so I started thinking, you know, hey, I can combine this with my little public service announcement here. So my public service announcement is that, I have to find it here again. Got stuff all over my table, been rehydrating tobacco, which is turning out great, by the way. And I'm not promoting pipes and cigars. You can look anywhere on the internet. But in the, if you go to pipesandcigars.com, okay, they have General Grant cigars, all right, which there's two General Grant cigars you can choose from. You can choose from the Mini Cigarello, which is 3.5 inches long and it's 26 gauge. A box of 60 of them. They're $32 for a box of 60. I like something a little bigger than a 26 gauge, okay? So the ones I had ordered prior were, they call them the Coronas. And they are 5 inches by 42 gauge. You get a box of 30 of them for $34.99 plus shipping. There it is right there, all right? And those are the ones, all right? Those 5 by 42 ones I haven't been able to get for years. I actually bought some, all right? Bought a box of 30 of them. This is actually the box that they came in. And it's a beautiful box. General Grant cigars, 30 cigars. Get the 42 gauge ones. And they are made in the Dominican Republic. So they come in that box and they have cellophane around them and so forth. Nice picture of General Grant, who was actually a great general in the war between the states, also known as the Civil War, but I like to call it the war between the states. Keeps the peace between my southern brothers and me, because that's what it was. It wasn't a civil war, it was a war between the states, all right? So that's what you'll get from the Dominican Republic, all right? Now, let's look at the difference, okay, between like a beginner cigar and so like you take something like, well, let's look at something Mark Hill sent, okay? You look at a cigar like this, okay? I'm going to open this thing up. All right. Now, you can see how pretty it is, how smooth it is. All right. That's a beautiful, pretty, fine cigar. But you're going to pay, and I haven't looked it up, and it don't matter, you're going to pay at least $10 for a cigar like that, okay? But if you're a beginner, and I'm going to pause the video, I got a couple stuff I dumped on the floor. We'll be right back in a nanosecond. Yeah, we'll get right to business. All right, I told you we'd be right back. So you can pay all kinds of money for that, or you can buy one of these punch cigars, you know, everything's perfect on it. You know, you can buy, you know, all kinds of other cigars. Everything is perfect. It's perfectly rounded. And, you know, a lot of these cigar makers, I mean, they'll like roll their cigars and the wrappers might be just a little off from one another. They actually sort them by color. Well, you pay for all of that, okay? So now, back in the day, when the old school cigars were out, they had, this is a General Grant cigar, okay? And that's 42 gauge, right there. It's kind of lumpy, she ain't so pretty, but it's made in the Dominican Republic and it's damn good. Let's set it on fire. Now, I like to kind of warm the end of my cigar up a little bit. I do like to freaking put it in my mouth and lick it a little bit. Now that is one fine cigar that you can get for about $1 a piece. By the time you figure tax and all that stuff, I just ordered 30 of them and it was 45 bucks. So you do the math. That's a 42 gauge cigar. Now, that's not a long commitment. That's probably and it's smooth. Now, my good friend from across the pond, from Wales, Mark Piper 62, he hates it when I put my cigars in a mason jar. Now, the last time I was able to find these 42 gauge General Grant cigars, 42 gauge by 5 inches long, these are great. They're not 50 gauges by 8 inches long, so it's not a huge commitment. These are dated General Grant cigars, Dominican Republic, 5 by 42 gauge. May of 2021 is when I got these. I just ordered myself another batch, and like I said, I got a box of 30 of them like that coming. Now, after I bought these and I tried one, I was like, oh, I want to stock up. And all of a sudden, man, you couldn't find them anywhere for years. You could find the smaller cigarellos, which are, which are 26 gauge. But I like the 42 gauge ones. Man, look how good they burn. And these are smooth, man. These have been freaking aging for 2.5 years. So they are available right now. The other cigar, and so I've gotten a public service announcement out there about these General Grants that they are available. You don't have to order them from pipesandcigars.com. I'm not promoting them. That's against YouTube standards, but they are making them again. And I bought mine from pipesandcigars.com. I'm sure you can get them from any place else. Shit, I got shit falling all over the place. These are a great, smooth, beginner cigar. I would recommend to anyone that's beginning to... All right, Kelly's climbing up my screen on the front, right over here. She's climbing up. She wants in. I'll be right back. All right, so my cat, Kelly, the killer calico cat, she likes to go outside all day, kill shit. She's kills anything that gets in the house. We live in the country out here in the backwoods, so sometimes, well, there ain't no mice or no little garter snakes or nothing that get through here. So I think we've talked enough about that General Grant. By the way, you got to snip the end off of it. That's what they look like right here. Yeah. The end is capped, so you got to have a cigar cutter. You just cut it about maybe 1/4 of an inch down, and you get yourself a nice draw. There one. For a beginner are these Banditos. Banditos Cigarellos. They're actually made in Honduras. They're 32 gauge. So they're a little smaller than these. And I'll show you a comparison. This has gone on a little longer than I thought it would. All right. That's 32 gauge versus a 50 gauge. All right. Those you don't have to cut the end off of. There, I keep them in mason jars too. Yeah. Mark Hill right now. He's a cigar aficionado. Is probably like, oh my God, I can't believe you. He's like, you got to put them in Bovita packs. Yeah, I got one I bought like 3 years ago. Still sitting in the box, brand new. So these ones, those are smaller ones, and they're also available online anywhere. Just get I got there's a few different Banditos cigars, the ones that I just showed you right there. That's the way they come. They come in a burlap sack. And I think there's, I don't know, 60 of them. Yeah, 60 of them. Burlap sack they come in, and it's got like saran wrap around it, whatever. That's a good starter cigar. They're cheap. But I'd start out with these $34 for 30 cigars. All right, comes in a beautiful box. And you will want to put them, take them out, put them in a mason jar, or that's what I do. You don't want to leave them sitting out. They're going to dry out. So anyways, I hope I got my public service announcement out there to everyone. Yeah. I like these Dominican Republic General Grants, man. Look at that. I mark everything down. So, my friend, I dropped your name down here. Bear with me. Hadrian. Yeah, that's what I would start out with, man. If you're in the United States, a box of 30 of them is going to cost you 45 bucks with shipping and tax. They're $34.99 for 30 of them. And then if you like smoking these, yeah, try some other ones. You can buy them one at a time if you want. Anyways, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Going on long enough. But I'll tell you what, this General Grant cigar is one smooth cigar. These I love to sit by the campfire. let that up about 15 minutes ago. We're about halfway through it. Good cigar. Paul the pipe guy over and out.